Hey guys, so I ended up making a Dollar Tree DIY. It's very farmhouse and I included some of the Valentine's Day decor, but I think this could be used at all times. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial and I'll see y'all next time.
Hey guys, so for this DIY you're going to need 2 of these wooden hearts, 4 of these little floral picks from the Dollar Tree, and then you're also going to need some acrylic black and white paint. I also used some nautical rope and some jute, and finally some painter's tape. So the first thing I did was just cut off the string from the top of both hearts. Then I just went ahead and painted both hearts white and let them dry. I did a couple coats on each heart. This is what the hearts look like once I was done painting them. You can go ahead and put away one of the white hearts because you are completely done with one of them. So this is where you're going to start wanting to use your tape so you can create the buffalo check pattern on the heart. So I'm just taking the tape, lining it up to the very edge of the heart. This lined up, you can go ahead and cut the end off, and then you're just going to leave that there for now because we are going to create these lines that are going to be gray starting out, and you can actually see that I have my gray paint already. So I have that, and I'm just going to leave that piece of tape there. I'm going to take another piece of tape, and this is going to be the tape that I am moving around so I have like more balanced color proportions. So I'm just going to take this tape, and I would suggest just taping it behind the heart. And then as you could see, I just made the tape a little bit longer just so it could fit on the longer portion of the heart as I'm trying to make it proportioned. And I just wrapped it around the heart for now, but I am going to move it shortly, so then I'm going to take another piece of tape and line it up next to the tape that will be moved around and just tape it on the heart. So once you're done taping that portion, you can go ahead and take off your tape that like I said, you are moving, and then you're just going to set it down right next to the most recent piece of tape that you taped down. Assuming you all get the gist of it, so I just did this all throughout the heart until I got to the very end. When I got to that really small part, I just marked it with a pencil so I knew where I needed to put just a little piece of tape in order to still have my lines kind of proportioned. So as you guys can see, I already had gray paint there, but I did end up just mixing my white and my black acrylic paint until I got a color that I liked for the gray. Make sure you make enough because you are going to have to do it vertical and horizontal lines. So yeah, just make sure you have enough because sometimes it's kind of hard to make the same color twice. So now, as you can see, I am just painting these lines gray, and I let that dry. And then once it's dry, I do a second coat and then just let that dry as well. Here's what it looks like with the second coat. So this part was really satisfying. This is where you can just take off the tape pieces, but make sure you keep them because you're going to need them again really shortly. So, and also don't be worried if there's some paint on the white. It's going to get fixed or it's going to get sanded down and it's still going to look really good, so just don't worry about that. But yeah, isn't that so satisfying? Like the straight lines, I love it. Now we're going to be doing the horizontal lines, so you're going to do the same exact thing except obviously now horizontal. So I do it at the very top of the heart and just fold over my tape, and that one's going to stay there. And then again, you're going to add the tape that will be moving. So yeah, I just tape that one down, folded it over for just a second, and you guys get the gist of it, right? And then I just added the next one, move the middle piece of tape until I get to the very end. Now I'm just going to go ahead and paint the open areas with the same gray that I used. It's dry, you can go ahead and pull the tape off. Make sure you keep these as well. So this is what the heart looks like without any tape on it. As you can see, some of the paint did kind of droop down on the left of the heart, but that's okay because I'm going to fix it in just a little bit. But now you're just going to go ahead and put all your tape back on their original spots. So I started with the vertical pieces of tape and just went in that line, and so the tape should go on where you can still see all the white parts of the heart. So once I did the vertical, then I just went ahead and did the horizontal pieces. So now I'm just going to take my black paint and fill in the rest of the squares. Once I did a couple coats, I went ahead and just removed all of the tape. And this is what the heart looks like so far. Now you can just touch up the paint wherever you feel the need to. I didn't do too much touching up just because I knew I was going to sand it and I thought it was still going to look good. It was kind of a trial and error thing. I thought I was going to use the little white pieces of the floral, but I ended up not. But as you can see, I was just kind of laying it out, trying to see what I liked. But for every single floral pick that I got, all 4 of them, I pulled off all of the stems, all of the leaves and everything, and kind of just started laying it out to see what I liked. You can see I changed it up a bit, and I ended up just using all of the leaves from the florals. I thought that was really funny because I picked up the florals specifically for the white part of it, but then I ended up really liking the way it looked with the greenery, so that is what I decided to use, and I just lined it up around the heart before I started gluing it down. So now I just started hot gluing all of the little leaves down, and I put hot glue on top of the leaves too, just so they were pretty secure, and I just did this all the way around. It honestly didn't take that long to glue all of them down. This is what it looks like with the little greenery pieces. There weren't as many, but there were also some of these other little leaves on the florals that I got, so I decided to add those to the little heart wreath, whatever you want to call it, and sporadically place those everywhere, and then hot glued them down. And this is what the heart looks like with it completely filled. This is where the other heart comes into play. It's going to be hot glued to the back of the heart wreath. This is just going to add some more stability, and it's going to have the greenery pieces stick more straight out, which is really awesome. So I just added some hot glue. Actually, not just some. I added quite a bit of hot glue and then added it also in between once it was already glued down, so it would not move. So I wanted my heart to hang, so I just made like a little circular shape out of jute and glued it down to the back of the heart, and I did it right under the little holes. So I thought that it turned out pretty well, and I think it's pretty stable because I added a lot of hot glue. Then I ended up sanding down the heart. I focused a lot on the areas that I kind of messed up on, but I think it still looked really good. I think it still looks really farmhouse. I feel like that's just part of the farmhouse theme, is it being a little bit rustic and a little bit, I don't know, not perfect, if you know what I'm saying. So I wanted to cover up the holes on the front of the heart, so I used some of this rope from the Dollar Tree, and I am just gluing it down piece by piece and just going all the way around the heart.
Is what the heart looks like now that it's all completed. I love the way it turned out.